All right, 10.4 example 3. It's a word problem here. Many racetracks in the US are oval with an asphalt surface in the shape of an ellipse. If an elliptical track has a major axis of 3,400 feet and a minor axis of 1,600 feet, how far apart are the foci? All right, well, we don't know if our ellipse is like this, where it's wider, or if it's taller. It doesn't really matter because they're trying to figure out how far apart the foci are, and that's not going to change. So if you just kind of visualize like what most racetracks look like, most racetracks are probably more of this shape. Really, it just depends on what you're talking, what direction you're looking from. All right, so it says here that the elliptical track has a major axis of 3,400 feet. Well, on the front side of our sheet, we said the major axis was the longer edge of the ellipse. So that tells us here that our distance from vertex to vertex is 3,400 feet. And if this total distance is 3,400 feet, that means from the origin out is 1,700. Oops. And over here, our other vertex would be at negative 1,700. Okay. Our minor axis is 1,600 feet. So that's from covertex to covertex. This total distance is 1,600 feet. That means from the origin up is 800. So this point would be 0, 800. And the origin down is 800 also, 0, negative 800. All right, well, let's see here. Okay, we're trying to figure out how far apart the foci are. And I know that the foci are on the same axis as our major axis. So our foci have to be, I don't know, somewhere around here. We need to figure out what those coordinates are so we can figure out this total distance in between. But we do know that the covertex, the focus, and the origin form a right triangle. We can figure out where the foci would be. Okay. Pull my right triangle out to the side again. I know that this length is 800 because my covertex is at 800. I don't know the spot of distance, but the hypotenuse, again, is the same as our origin out to the vertex. So this hypotenuse is going to be 1,700 here. All right, let's use our Pythagorean theorem. 800 squared plus x squared equals 1,700 squared. And those end up being some pretty big numbers. If you notice, this is actually a Pythagorean triple. It's an 8, 15, 17 triple, if you recognize that. If you don't, you can still get there without. So 800 squared is 640,000. 1,700 squared is 2,890,000. Subtract 64,000 from each side, or 640,000, sorry. Get 2,250,000. Square root both sides, and we get x is 1,500. Okay, so this is 1,500, which means that's our distance from the origin out to the focus. And our focus is the same distance away as well. We are asked how far apart the foci actually are. So 1,500 and then another 1,500 is 3,000 total. And our labels here, our units are in feet. So those foci would be 3,000 feet away. from each other.